Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final third. And today we're going to be looking at the Premier League match week 34. Currently, as we are recording, it is the Monday. Manchester United just beat Brentford. We will come on to that in just a little bit. But we're only 4 games to go until the season's over. Let's talk about We're going to talk about the FA Cup semi-finals as well. Some big results in that game in terms of, let's say, expected wins, but very close games. And we're going to do our Champions League predictions, Champions League semi-final first leg predictions. It's going to be crazy. Let's be honest. Two opposite games, literal bipolar games.
Yeah.
So but before we get into it, Al, can you reveal the player from the last video, please?
Yes, the player from the last video was Matthew Etherington. I think I said that right. So let us know if you got that in the comments down below, and we'll do a different segment at the end of the video. It'll be a little nice, the tower game. I'll explain it when we get to that segment.
There we go. So let's jump straight into it. So the first game was Fulham versus Villa. Fulham beat them 1-0 at home. And this is a major blow for Villa's Champions League, or not really Champions League. They're quite cemented at the moment in the Champions League positions. But if they keep on losing, you never know. But I would say that it's not good for them either, because they tried to push for third. They were at third at one point a lot of the season, second at some point as well. And they have kind of fallen off a little bit, even though they're going to probably get Champions League football.
Yes.
What did you think of Fulham? And, Sessegnon has had a bit of a strange career. He went to Tottenham.
Yeah.
He looked okay for the first couple games, and then he got an injury.
Yeah, he's probably an average player, maybe at best.
Yeah.
But he's come up with a goal this game. Very important for Fulham, because now that I was just looking at the table, the European spots are not guaranteed at this moment, especially Europa League, because there's many clubs within it. Bro, I can't believe my eyes. I'm seeing Brighton at 6th. They are a massive dark horse in this race, because I could have sworn they were still mid-table.
Yeah.
Clearly, I have not been looking at the table enough, but fair play to Brighton. But obviously, we're talking about Fulham now. They are currently sitting at 10th, but they're only a couple of points away from 6th place. So yeah, they're in within it, and so that's a massive win and a massive goal for Sessegnon to get them into that position. But yeah, to be fair with Fulham all season, they've been great at home. Maybe struggle sometimes away, but yeah, they
had a nervy start to the season.
Yeah, but they're a great home team at the moment. So yeah, fair play to them. It's a great win and a great clean sheet as well. Especially as I know I don't want to talk too much, but 1-0 is a very hard goal scoreline to hold.
Yeah.
So fair play to them for getting that.
A 1-goal deficit. There are a lot of teams that actually won by a 1-goal deficit, and we're going to move on to one of them now. Wolves versus Tottenham. Tottenham get their first Premier League of 2026. Imagine having said that a year ago.
Premier League win, innit?
First Premier League win in 2026 is absolutely incredible, and it had to be a late winner against Wolves, a side who's already relegated.
Yeah.
Now, realistically, it's a big result.
Massive.
If they hadn't have won this game, West Ham would have gone further and further away, and then it would have almost been like they have secured relegation.
Yeah.
But currently, they're giving it a good fight. I say good fight. They should be winning this game, really. They are giving somewhat of a fight. Let's see what they do over the next couple of games. There are 4 games to go, and there's still a lot of time. Even someone like a Forest is not secure just yet, but they have got 2 very convincing wins.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think this is as convincing as people would want.
Look, Tottenham need to get their act together right now, especially because Simmons has just got injured. He's out for the rest of the season and the World Cup.
And the rest of the year.
If he comes back, he might be back in the Championship. That's not going to be ideal for him. He's definitely not going to be a happy bunny with that. Solanke, I think he did get hurt in this game. I'm not sure if he's going to be injured for the next game or how bad that was. However, as good as the result might have felt for Tottenham, it wasn't enough, because they are still in they're still in the relegation zone. And not only that, it was a very close win. They had to win by the skin of their teeth in the 82nd minute, like Carlos said. And yeah, I mean, look, it's very worrying times for Tottenham at the moment, especially because of the injuries that they have. So another injury on top of that seems like they can't get any luck at the moment. And there just doesn't look like there's much energy in the whole club in general. But yeah, it's looking very, very dark at this moment in time for Tottenham. And it looks like they could possibly be playing Championship football next season.
100%. I mean, they're playing against a side that are already in the championship. Will they have to play them again twice next season? We'll have to wait and see. Go on, Mo.
Archie asks, if you had to pick Arsenal or City to win the league this season, who would it be?
We'll answer that when we get onto one of the teams.
Yeah, we will.
But
they're not far off.
But thank you
actually.
for the question.
Yeah, we really appreciate the question. Let's go on to Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Liverpool winning 3-1. Relatively convincing win, I would say. Liverpool starting to pick up a bit of a stride.
Yeah,
you know,
two
and I know it's
back wins.
2 wins on the bounce. It's good. It's good for them. You know, they beat Everton and now they beat Crystal Palace. They have their next game against Manchester United, which we can mention in the prediction video. In this game specifically, we have a man, Freddie Woodman, who has come in for both Alisson and Mamadashvili and had a great game. But you know what it is? For the goal, like I want to mention this now. The Crystal Palace goal. What do we think about that? Because realistically, I think that's bad.
He looked like he looked like he tried to fake an injury to act as if he to kind of shift the blame from himself. You just got to take responsibility there. You've made a mistake. It's gone in.
Do you think it's bad sportsmanship from Crystal Palace for taking on the goal?
No,
because the goalkeeper was down on the floor.
No, because I think he's faking an injury for starters because he's realised he's made a mistake and that the goal was going to happen. I don't think it's bad sportsmanship from Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Why would you not go? Like, first of all, especially when any team would
Now, by the way, I'm not saying I agree with it.
No.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I don't think it's bad sportsmanship whatsoever. Any team would do that. And to be honest, I think Freddie Woodman was just faking it just to make it shift the blame from himself and not make it seem as it was his fault.
Okay.
I thought it was quite kind of embarrassing, if I'm being honest, from him.
But
he is young, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And he still had a good game.
He's not young.
Isn't he?
I don't think so. 1 second. I'll just
Nonetheless, I still do think it's
29.
Oh, damn.
He looks young, but he's not young.
Does look young, though.
Yeah. But let's go on to the goal scorers.
Well.
Robertson is going to leave in the summer, but you got the 2 summer signings who have helped them secure Champions League football, I would say, unless they go on a massive capitulation. Wirtz and Isak, they both realistically haven't had the seasons that they wanted. Obviously, both at the point when they were signed broke the transfer record in the Premier League. They, like we said, they both haven't done that well this season. But getting goals in important games to help them secure Champions League football is good. Maybe they can build on that next season. But realistically, Liverpool have fallen off so much from last season, and realistically, we expected them to win this game, but we expect them to do more than just that. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting the wins at the back end of the season, but we'll have to see if it's going to be enough for Champions League football.
Yes, Mo, go on.
What do we think of Ahmad?
We'll get onto that in the game, but please remind me. When I mention Man United, please remind me.
Yes.
If you can, just in case I forget about him. Let's go on to West Ham versus Everton.
Let me just take off the jacket, show the badge.
Okay. West Ham versus Everton. West Ham win 2-1 with a late winner from Callum Wilson. And Souček doing his helicopter.
Man of the match performance, can I just say?
I'll tell you what, he was good.
If it weren't for him, we don't win that game whatsoever. 2 goal line clearances and a goal to get things started for us as well. First of all, there's a lot of kind of controversy within this game. First of all, you had the Mateus Fernandes handball. Now, when you look back at it as well, the Pickford possible red card, the way he went in for that tackle on Tati Castellanos.
The first goal as well for Souček's goal.
Yeah. So there was a lot of controversy within the game. To be fair, with the penalty shout, I completely understand why Everton fans are angry about that. Look, it's a bit of a weird one. We haven't really seen a handball like this really in the Prem, where a player's come in from behind and kind of like, as he's going to grapple the play, he's handballed it. However, any fan would be wanting that handball. If that happened to West Ham, I'd be screaming for a handball. So I can totally understand where Everton fans are coming from. Obviously, I'm very grateful it didn't get given, especially considering it was 1-1 at that point, and that probably would have cooked us, if I'm being honest, because the momentum would have completely shifted Everton's way. And with considering how important this game is, because the series of events that happened within this game, because first of all, we go 1-0 up, we're staying away from the relegation zone. Then Everton made a 1-1, and then Tottenham scored, so then we're back in the relegation zone. And then in the 92nd minute, Callum Wilson gets the lead back for West Ham. And what a player he's been. You know, I questioned the signing at first when we first made it.
You did.
Carlos remembers.
Yep.
And to be fair, free transfer. He's an old player. I thought, well, is this the right move?
And I told him it was a good signing because of experience.
But he's come in clutch many times this season, especially in this game as well. And if we survive in the Premier League, he is a main part of that. So fair play to him. I'm very happy Nuno made this decision, this substitution, because usually Nuno would go full out defensive. But yeah, no, it was a very good substitution. It was very good from Callum Wilson. Great taking the goal. I saw someone saying, I kind of agree with them. I think if Tati Castellanos was on at that point instead of Callum Wilson, I'm not 100% sure if he takes that goal like Callum Wilson did, because Callum Wilson just has that experience. And
but you want to mention? I think let's mention one more play before we move on. Me and you having a conversation earlier today about Mr. Jared Bowen.
Oh yes,
and Ali tried to say he should be in the Premier League team of the season.
At least on the bench, I said. To be fair.
At least on the bench. He tried to convince me he was in the starting 11, but I wasn't having any of it.
Nah, but look, Bowen, 10 assists and 8 goals in a relegation fighting team. First of all, he's been very consistent for the last 3 seasons, but obviously we're talking about this season. Bowen will be the literal main reason that we stay up in the league. He has been consistent. He has been vital in every single game, pretty much. At times, his captaincy has been questioned, his leadership, but he's come out on the other side and showed that he can be a leader and he can lead West Ham out of relegation. So, for me, I can understand you got your players like Cherky, you got your players like Semenyo and this and that. But when you have to think about context, again, I obviously there's players that get in ahead of him. But when you have to think about context and what he's doing for West Ham, you have to question it. Do these players do the same for these clubs? Or is it only because they're in a great club? Obviously, they warrant themselves being in the club they are in because of how good they are. But you just got to understand, like, if Bowen's at Man City, does he, you know what I mean? How much better would he be? But nonetheless, yeah, I don't necessarily think he'd be in the team. Maybe on the bench, but that's my take anyway.
Go on, man.
What really happened to Mbuemo, man? This guy's performance declined so bad.
It has to be fair. Again, I'm going to mention both him and Ahmad when we get onto the Man United game because they are 2 big talking points about the game. So let's go on to the next game.
Yes.
And we're going back to a previous question of whether who we want to win the league, Man City or Arsenal. So to answer that question, before we do, Arsenal get a massive win, 1-0 at home. Realistically, did they deserve it? Probably not. But sometimes teams need to win these type of games. But I feel like Arsenal have done that so much this season. There is a reliance on it. I mean, if you win the league at the end of the day, you can't take anything away from them, can you?
Yeah, no.
But the point is it's not a stylistically good and enjoyable way to win the league. And I'm sure Arsenal fans, they won't care how they won the league in the sense that winning the league. But in the future, they're going to be looked back upon and be like, this is the worst team to win the league.
Yeah, I agree. And as well, it's just not sustainable, I don't think.
I mean, clearly, yeah.
If
they win the league, then it is sustainable.
But if they get caught, they'll get caught out at some point with how the style they play, and people will be able to counter it. And if they don't change, because if they keep relying on set pieces, which, to be honest, even with the set pieces, obviously they scored from a set piece this time, not straight from it, but eventually came from the set piece. But yeah, no, Arsenal, yeah, like you say, probably going to be the worst Premier League winning side if they are to win the league. However, I do think City will win it. I think Arsenal will end up bottling it at some point in the next game or two. Obviously, West Ham have to play them. You never know. Honestly, we've done it before. We've ruined their title hopes before. I wouldn't be surprised if we did it again. I'd love it, but we'll have to see.
Again, going back to that question, who we want to win the league. Realistically, I don't want either of them to win the league. Me personally, I'm a United fan. I don't like Man City, and I don't like Arsenal.
I agree.
I feel like Arsenal fans are so much more unbearable, and we're so used to Man City winning the league. However sad it is, you got to look at the cons and the pros. I would say that I would rather Man City win the league because, yes, I'd rather neither of them. But obviously, if you had to put me in a situation where clearly we are in now, because Man United they're the only team mathematically able to win the league Still, obviously, if Arsenal or City draw a game, then they're wow of it. So it is between Man City and Arsenal. Yeah, I would give it Man City. I just don't. The Arsenal fans are unbearable.
They're too unbearable. Way too unbearable.
So yeah, that's what I would say about that question. Let's go on to the next set of Premier League. Or there's only one more Premier League game, and that is Manchester United versus Brentford. We beat Brentford 2-1 earlier today.
Yes.
And Bruno Fernandes is closing in on that assist record. He's got 19 now. Only one more to match it, and then one more to break it.
Yeah.
Or one more after that. So two more after that. What do we think? Do we think he's going to break it?
I think he'll definitely break it. And what a player he's been. We've talked about it so many times, me and Carlos. He deserves player of the season easily. He has been so vital for Man United. Every other game he's getting an assist, carrying them through the league. Even when they were with Amorim and they were down, like not playing well, he still performed. And yeah, he's easily been the most consistent player in the season. And fair play, bro. What a player he is. If he was at a better team, he could probably go down as one of the Prem greats. He probably still goes down as one of the Prem
Cult hero.
greats. He's definitely a cult hero for Man United, but fair play. No, Bruno Fernandes, what a player he is.
He's been our most consistent player since Fergie, and that is no question at all. Arguably, he'd get into any of the teams previous. He's that good. He's not just a player who performs on and off. He's been consistent since he's joined. There's not been one bad season. Okay, there's been seasons that have been worse than others, but there's not been one bad season from Bruno Fernandes, I would say. I know he's had games, he's had moments, he's had periods that are bad, but so does every player, except unless you're Messi and Ronaldo, obviously, in their prime. But he is so good, and he was about to leave Man United in the summer. And the fact he stayed and has had more of an impact than he's arguably ever had is insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, he did an interview with Wayne Rooney saying he wants to win the Premier League or Champions League. I hope for his sake. Now, it's likely that next season will be his final season.
Yeah.
And I really hope for his sake we're able to win one of those two trophies for his sake.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would love to win it as a Man United fan, but for his sake, he deserves one of those trophies. He's been that good.
Yeah.
And, you know, it would be so sad to see that he's only left with an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And,
understandable.
You know what I mean? But we had two questions, one about Ahmad and one about Mbermo. Now, I'm going to go on Ahmad because that was the first question. So, Ahmad, we both watched the game, and realistically, his decision-making today was absolutely dreadful. And it has been all season. He's had moments in the season where he's looked good, but it's a complete flip from what he was last season.
100%.
Where last season he was our main man, he was getting goals, he was getting assists, he looked dangerous, he was making the right decision most of the time. But this season, it's just not clicking for him. The shots aren't where they're not as good as they once were. Their passing is off. I mean, he did make that tackle which led to the second goal, which fair play to him for that. But realistically, someone also asked, would we sell him? Is he in or out? I wouldn't sell him. He's only 23. He deserves at least one more season to prove himself. Again, because having a bad season like he has this season, you need to come in next season and do a lot better. So that's what I would say about Ahmad. And Mbermo, this one's quite strange, I'll be honest, because at one point, you know, he was our best player and it would look like our best signing. I predicted he'd be the signing of the season. And, you know, at one point, it looked like it would be him.
Yeah.
But he has fallen off a bit. He was on a great goal-scoring run as well. So, I don't know. He's lost his touch. He's lost his edge. Is he carrying an injury? I don't know. He doesn't look right at the moment. Is there something going on behind the scenes? He just doesn't look like the Mbermo that, with confidence, that came in. Do you know what I mean? Takes on a chance and scores. So, yeah, that's what I would say about those two. I mean, obviously, Casemiro. I mean, we don't need to mention much about him. It's just so sad that he's going to leave now. And also Harry Maguire. I mentioned him in my video. And Aiden Heaven's been fantastic as well. And Kobe Mainoo. You know, the whole team played well. And, of course, Lamens. And arguably, he's one of the signings and goalkeepers of the summer.
Yeah, fair enough.
Any questions or no? Okay, I thought you were waiting to give a question.
I mean, what more can you say? Banger from Jensen, to be fair.
Yeah,
and that's about.
Sorry,
that.
bro. I did talk a lot there.
No, that's all right. It's fair enough.
Yeah. Let's go on to Man City, all the FA Cup games now, and Manchester City win narrowly and make a great comeback very late on in the game. Even Southampton scored very late in the game, 2-1. Let's talk about Southampton's goal first. Brilliant goal.
Brilliant goal.
Good turn.
Insane.
Brilliant finish. Finesse shot. R1 circle right in the top corner.
Literally.
And that described the game, that goal perfectly. Doku's goal.
Bit of luck.
Bit of luck.
Deflexes.
Bit of luck.
Deflects.
But sometimes you've got to buy your luck. And then Nico. Nico
Gonzalez.
Nico Gonzalez.
What a banger.
What a banger. And we are going to show you a clip now of our reaction.
Is John Stones playing?
Yeah. John Stones is playing.
This is the last time this guy
This
played.
is last season for Bernardo Silva and John Stones, so they want to
I
end
think
it.
John Stones will be a manager.
Oh my god, what a goal! Oh my god, what a goal!
Oh my god!
Insane.
Insane.
Absolutely insane. It was like, it was a George. Okay, listen, the goal wasn't as insane as probably we first thought. It was a great goal. It wasn't an absolutely insane goal, but it's the moment, it's the occasion, it's the place, and it's a rocket.
It's just a
rocket
rocket
of
of a shot.
Southampton were winning 1-0
It's just
less than
unexpected.
10 minutes ago, and then they've come back and made it 2-1.
Yeah.
And that's what Man City, a Pep's team, does. They come back in games and they win them, and they go to finals and they win them.
Yeah.
They are winners. They are absolute winners.
If this was Arsenal instead of Man City, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
If this was Arsenal instead of Man City, they lose this game.
Agreed.
Their mentality.
I mean, they lost to Southampton.
But that's my point. Their mentality is just not there. When they
Yeah.
go 1-0 down, it just completely drops their performance. Whereas Man City, as you can see, they have that mentality, and that's why I think they'll win the league over Arsenal.
I respect that. And let's just give a lot of credit to Southampton. That run they've had in this FA Cup, unbelievable. To make it as a championship side, to make it to the semi-final of the FA Cup is very, very impressive. So we got to give a lot of credit to Southampton, but obviously quality just shined through, and they were so close to an FA Cup final.
It just wasn't meant to be.
It just wasn't meant to be this time, unfortunately. And maybe their hunt for a trophy will have to wait a little bit longer. I know they have won it before, but yeah. Let's go on to, pardon me, the other FA Cup semi-final, and Chelsea winning 1-0 against Leeds. Enzo Fernandez with a header to get them there. Far from convincing.
Yeah.
Far from convincing. Realistically, it was a very close game. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. I was in work. But from what we understand and what we're seeing from the scoreline, Chelsea haven't been convincing at all this season. And there was one moment in the game that you wanted to mention, or you already mentioned in one of your videos. Go on,
obviously, if you go on to my other channel, my personal channel, you would have seen I covered the controversial incident with Calvert-Lewin and Cucurella. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin coming down, pulling on Cucurella's hair. Was lucked out, wasn't giving us anything, nothing. And look, in my video on my personal channel, I compared it with the one with Alessandro Martinez. I've had some people say it's different, and I can understand. My problem with it is the inconsistency in VAR. How can you give one as a red and not the other when it is essentially the same incident? It is an accident from both players in both incidents where they've accidentally tugged on the other person's hair. Realistically, for example, if Calvert-Lewin had shorter hair and Cucurella had shorter hair, they don't go near the hair. You get what I mean? It's clearly accidental, and it's just a natural falling, position, and the hand just going towards the hair naturally. It's not on purpose, and it should have never been given a red as a red against Lissandro. But my problem is, if you're going to give it a red to him, you have to give it a red to Calvert-Lewin, or don't give it a red either way. But they are proving how inconsistent they are again.
And that's a big moment in the game.
I mean, it was about that, really.
I mean, obviously, if they get the red card leads, then they're less likely to win, even though they already lost. But, like you say, it's inconsistency of officiating. And, of course, the FA Cup referees are also refereeing in the Premier League. So, but that does set up an FA Cup final of Manchester City versus Chelsea. We will probably talk about it when it gets closer to the actual date of the final. But it's going to be, realistically, it should be a very convincing win for City. But, again, FA Cup finals, you don't know. Because Man City lost their last 2 FA Cup finals.
Yeah.
Against the underdogs, Man United and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Chelsea can pull off a bit of a miracle. And
we'll
see. It's the magic of the FA Cup. So let's see what will happen in that. But let's go on to the big games. The Champions League. The Champions League semi-final. And we're going to go on to absolute halal ball. Beautiful football is hopefully going to be played in this game. Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. You don't get much bigger than this.
No, you do not. It's going to definitely be the better fixture of both Champions League games. You got potential Ballon d'Or winners in this game. You got Elise, you got Kane. You could argue possibly even Dembele might make a late shout, but
He's the
probably not
current
this
Ballon
year.
d'Or winner.
You got the current Ballon d'Or winner. This is the potential Ballon d'Or winner this season. So we'll see how that goes down. But it's going to be a hell of a game, that is for sure. And I cannot wait to watch it, to be honest. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I was talking about this with a co-worker today.
Yes.
And we discussed on what we think is going to happen. Me, personally, I think Bayern will go through to the final.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is such an important thing for teams in Europe. When you have your home leg as the second leg, that is such an advantage for you.
Such an advantage.
Because if the game was to go to extra time or to penalties, you have your home fans on your side.
100%.
Realistically, all you need to do in the first leg is not lose, and you give yourself a very good chance.
Easy.
And I feel like Bayern Munich will go to PSG. They are solid defensively, and they're great attacking as well. So it's going to be a great game. I feel like the game will end as probably a draw in this game. I could see it, or it could be a PSG. It could go either way. Let's be honest. But all I'm looking forward to is a exciting game.
Yes.
So that is probably going to happen. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's probably going to end in a draw, just because quality is matched.
Yeah. But let's go on to the second semi-final and the first leg of this one, and it is Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal. And obviously, like I mentioned just earlier, the team that plays their home leg in the second leg is likely to gain the advantage. And I actually think Arsenal will use this advantage. Honestly, I know Atletico they won. They're not. If you look at their games, they've won one of their games, but they've lost their last 4 before that. So they're not actually in very good form, but they're in good form in the Champions League. So, and they already beaten a North London side earlier this season. I mean, Tottenham, obviously, they're terrible, so don't worry about that. But I would say I feel like Arsenal will not cruise the game, but I feel like they have more quality in their team. And realistically, I see them winning this game. Both games, probably.
Praying that Atletico win this game. I cannot handle Arsenal fans chatting about going to the final. Please, for the love of God, Atletico beat them. Honestly, it's going to be such a haram game, but I honestly think that if Atletico just get the goal that they need first, I think they might get through.
And you know what? We will actually have an Arsenal fan very, very soon on the podcast, a good friend of ours, and we'll probably discuss this game. It will probably be after the game and what he thinks of the title race. And the Champions League as well, because obviously those are the 2 trophies that every team wants to win, and Arsenal are in both. So I know they bottled the cups, but these are the moments now where if you lock in and win one or both of these,
it rectifies the whole season.
Well, the beginning of the season was good, but it rectifies the last 2 months where they started to fall off. This is the moment where you have to lock in. It's all well and good playing well throughout the season, but now you're in the position where these trophies are in your eyesight. If you lock in, you win them.
Yeah, simple.
And that's it. Arsenal are 3 games away from winning the Champions League. They are 4 games away from winning the Premier League. Not much left, but have they got the bottle? They've proven in previous seasons that they haven't. Will they prove it this time? Hopefully not. We know how unbearable Arsenal fans are. But if Arsenal do win this, then you got to give the team credit, even though that they're not playing good football. But if you win, both or one of them, I mean, the Champions League is probably more valuable for them because they've never won it before.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm sure if you ask any Arsenal fan, they would probably rather win the Champions League. And yeah, that's the thing. I feel like they can still win both.
Easily.
They have the chance. They're still in it.
Like you say, do they have the mentality to do it?
And that's the thing.
And I don't think they do, but
again, they
can try and prove me wrong.
That's it. That's their job. They're supposed to prove us wrong. And that is it for the review and the predictions. And now we are going to play a game. Al, do you want to explain?
Segment. Yes. With this segment, we are going to be playing Football Like Tower. So the way I can explain it, we will pick a topic each. For example, it could be Premier League Golden Boot winners, And I would have to say players. For example, you got Aguero, Kane, I believe, also won it. And so Carlos would have to, I'd have to guess players that have won the Golden Premier League Golden Boot, and then from there I'll have to guess his topic. If you get what I mean, I hope I've explained that correctly. I'll probably put some text and stuff on now to explain it a bit better. But that's the point. We'll pick a topic each. So, for example, Premier League Golden Boot, maybe World Cup winners. We have to say players until we can guess the topic.
Yeah,
I hope I
good.
explained that correct. But
have you picked your topic?
I have not just yet. But have you? Have you got a
I
topic
have
in
not.
mind?
No, but I'm thinking of a few. Yeah.
Let me.
I've just got to think now.
Okay, I'm just
Just got to
gonna.
think of the players for the topic. It is players, right? We've got to guess three players.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I think I got one as well.
Hopefully we don't have the same topic. If we have the same topic, it would be crazy.
No, I don't think we do. I very highly doubt we have the same.
Okay.
I've got. A
Who
really
do you want to go
nice
first,
one.
or was it rock paper scissors? Or
I'll go. You go first.
and I just guess a player, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll say whether he's on my tower or not, like in my
Okay.
category.
Just trying to think. Would it be a current player or an ex-player? Oh yeah, an ex-player. Let me think of one that covers a lot of ground.
It's
Zlatan.
no.
Okay.
You can't. You don't have Zlatan. You can't have Zlatan.
Okay.
Can I have Kante?
No, I can't.
But I think I'm going to be so bad at this.
Can I have Jamie Vardy?
No.
Okay.
Can I have Messi?
No.
Okay.
Can I have? This isn't easy.
I don't think you'll get mine.
Neymar.
No.
Okay.
Can I have Vardy?
No. Can I have Bruno Guimaraes?
No.
No. Okay.
Can I have De Gea?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got one.
Can I have Özil?
No. Can I have Petr Cech?
No.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I think I know it. But obviously I need a couple more guesses. But
Can I have John Obi Mikel?
no. Can I have Juan Mata?
No. No.
What?
Can I have Aguero?
No. Can I have Courtois?
No.
What? Oh, what?
Can I have Jordan Pickford?
No.
Ooh, he hesitated.
No, you definitely can't have him.
He
Can I
hesitated.
have Rio Ferdinand?
No.
What is your topic? Bro, I could have.
Can I have Lukaku?
No, definitely not. Can I have Dallo?
Yes.
Okay. What?
I mean, you're further ahead than me, so.
Yeah.
I have Ousmane Dembele.
No.
Yeah, I'm miles off.
Can I have Bruno Fernandes?
You can, yes.
What?
Can I have Joel Matip?
No. Can I have Marouane Fellaini?
No.
Oh, never mind. Can I have Sesko?
No. Okay.
If you get to mine before I get to yours, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Can I have Gareth Bale?
No. Can I have Garnacho?
You can. Can I have Socrates?
No. Can I have Ziyech?
Yes.
All right, say yours. I'm going to guess one.
Maradona.
No. Is it players that have played under Ten Hag?
Yes.
Hey!
What was yours?
Premier League Golden Glove winners.
Did I not name a Golden Glove winner?
Nope. You didn't name us. Bro, could you name Pickford?
Oh
You didn't win it.
yeah.
That's why I was like, no. But how did that take me too long? Well, I got it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that segment.
That segment was awful. We're never doing that again.
If you enjoyed it, let us know
That
and we can
segment
do it
was
again.
so bad.
No, Carlos is just
Now we got to ask
mad
the
at
chat.
it.
Chat, did you enjoy that segment? I did not. That was horrible.
That's because he was bad at it.
Basically,
Thank you guys for hopping in. Really appreciate your time. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that game. Hopefully we're gonna do more than just one game. We're gonna expand our horizons. And but let us know if you enjoyed that game. We might bring that game back, especially if Hassan comes back as well. We can make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add?
Not really.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming in. But I did want to say one more thing. I have got a vlog that's come out on my own personal channel. It's of my grassroots award, UEFA grassroots award. If you guys are interested in that, please come onto my channel. I'm sure I will leave a my caption or like my @ for the YouTube. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that type of stuff, go and watch that vlog, and hopefully I will be doing more and more content on that. But thank you very guys for coming in. Please leave a like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified when we upload videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Take care.